Hello everyone! Before this video starts, I have a quick announcement to make. If you are watching this around the time this video releases, Deltarune Chapters 3 and 4 will be out soon. I will be doing an all-day stream playing both chapters until we're finished. I will be joined by a couple of friends and we will be doing our best to voice act the entire chapter. If that sounds interesting to you, I would really appreciate it if you could join us. I would also really appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe. It would help me reach my goal of getting monetized and encourage me to make more content. Anyways, let's get right into this. So some of you might have clicked on this video and been like, wait, what? What are you talking about? Well, don't worry, I'll explain it. So some of you might remember, in Deltarune Chapter 2, there is a point where you get to give a gift to a character of your choice. Some of you might already know that if you give it to Berdly, he'll join your party for that room. But what some of you might not know is that the game actually saves this choice, and it actually has a significant impact on your save file. Meanwhile, however, if you give the gift to Susie, then you'll get a permanent Susie plushie in her room in Castletown. I suspect that the same might also be the case for Ralsei when we get to visit his room in Chapter 3, I assume. Though it is worth noting that the effect from giving Ralsei and Noelle the gift is currently unknown. Alright, now let's get into the part that all of you came here for. How do you get this? Well, the most obvious answer is to just play the game and choose to give it to Susie. But I'd imagine a lot of you have already played Chapter 2 and probably don't feel like playing the entire thing over just to get a plushie. But don't worry, I've got your back. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to edit your save file and change the decision you made. If you're on Windows, you can do this by going to your Windows search bar and typing in %appdata% as shown on screen, and then opening that folder. Though I will say I'm not really familiar with how you do it on Mac or Linux, so you might need to do your own research, but I have provided screenshots from Reddit threads that should hopefully help you figure it out. And if that doesn't work, you can always let me know in the comments, and I'll do my best to help you figure it out as well. Though given it's likely that the majority of people watching this video are on Windows, I will be demonstrating how you would do it on Windows. Anyways, once you have that folder opened up, then the next thing you're going to want to do is open the Deltarune folder. Though I do want to mention that given this video is being made before the release of Chapter 3 and 4, it may be different in the future if you want to edit from 3 and 4, but as long as you're editing your Chapter 2 save file, this should work just fine for you. The next thing you're going to want to do is find the save file that correlates with the save slot that you want to edit. If you want to edit the first slot, then you're going to want file ch2_0. If you want to edit the second slot, it'll be file ch2_1. And finally, if you want to edit the third slot, it'll be file ch2_2. Once you've found the save file that you want to edit, you're going to want to right-click on the file. Then click Open With, and then select any text editor. Even the default Notepad will do. However, given that the built-in Notepad does not tell you which line of text you're on, which you're almost certainly going to want to be able to see in order to edit your save file, I would not recommend using it. Instead, I would recommend using another text editing software that shows which line you are currently editing. If you already have one, great, feel free to use it. However, for those of you who do not already have one, I would highly recommend using Notepad++. I assume most of you watching this do not already have it installed, and if that's the case, you can always download it using the link in the description. And keep in mind, this is not sponsored. I just personally think that Notepad++ is a good text editing software. Anyways, once you have your save file opened up, you're going to want to go down to line 160. The number on line 160 keeps track of the decision you made in your save file. So all you have to do to change it is to replace the number with the number corresponding with the character you want to give the gift to instead. If you want the gift to be given to Ralsei, change it to 1. If you want the gift to be given to Susie, so that you'll have the Susie plushie in her room in the dark world, then you're going to want to change it to 2. If you want the gift to be given to Noelle, and I will remind you that the effect for Noelle is currently unknown, then change it to 3. Meanwhile, if you want the gift to be given to Berdly for some reason, and keep in mind that it's very possible that Berdly following you in that room is the only effect that giving the gift to Berdly actually provides, then you'd want to change it to 4. Anyway, so after you've changed the number in your save file, all you have to do now is go to File at the top left corner, click on it, and then hit Save. And congratulations, you're done. Now you can load up your save file and enjoy the Susie plushie or whatever you are changing your save file to get. I say this given that we're very close to the release of Chapter 3 and 4 of Deltarune, and I believe that it's quite possible that the decisions made in Chapter 2 will be further expanded upon in Chapters 3 and 4, kind of like how the Thrash Machine comes back in Chapter 2. I highly suspect that once we're able to enter Ralsei's room, those who gave their gift to Ralsei will find a Ralsei plushie in Ralsei's room. And of course, this is just speculation on my part. This is not something that is currently in the game, unlike the Susie plushie. And speaking of which, the Susie plushie thing was actually added in a later patch of Deltarune. So that's likely why a lot of people just don't know about it, because it wasn't in the original release. Hello, editing me here. So apparently there are actually unused sprites of Ralsei, Noelle, and Berdly plushies in the files. Like, I didn't even hear about that. That was like really surprising for me to find out. But yeah, there actually are. Like, I'll have these up on screen, but these are actually like official unused sprites. I'd also like to add that there is actually an unused sprite for the doorway to Ralsei's room. I'll have a picture of what it would have looked like in-game on screen. So given all this information, I'd actually be kind of surprised if the plushie did not appear in Ralsei's room. And while we're on this topic, I'd like to show you a really well-made fan art of what Ralsei's room might look like. It's the one on screen right now. Alright, editing shadow out. Anyways, if this video helped you in any way, please consider liking the video and subscribing. I put a lot of effort into this compared to my usual lazy brain rot type content. And given that the lazy brain rot content tends to perform better than content that I actually put effort into producing, it would really help encourage me to keep producing higher effort content. And as of the time recording this video, I am a smaller channel and don't even have access to monetization. And if you don't know what that means, it basically just means that I don't make any money whatsoever off of the content that I make. Given that I am a smaller channel, I do not currently meet the requirements in order to get monetization. I would love to be able to make content as a part-time or even full-time career. It's always been one of my biggest dreams since I was a kid. And it would really mean a lot if you could help support me in doing that. All you'd have to do is like the video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, or even just watch the video to the end to help the video be promoted by the algorithm. And also, given that the release of chapters 3 and 4 are so close now, I'm sure many people in the future might also want to edit their save files after they've played through chapters 3 and 4. I might even make an updated video for chapters 3 and 4 if this video does well. Otherwise, if the video becomes outdated in a smaller way, such as the line of text containing this decision on who to give the gift to, then I might just simply update my comment to tell you which line to change if you're editing a chapter 3 or a chapter 4 save file. Anyways, that's all for today. I hope to see you there on my upcoming chapters 3 and 4 livestream. But regardless, have a good night, everyone.